environment here in GCU Stadium, which works out perfectly for an exciting game against the Seattle University Redhawks. The Lopes have dropped their last 3 games all on the road, but are now home to finish out the season and make the final push for the WAC tournament. I'm JP Saar alongside Dewey Jeffries. And Dewey, this is going to be an exciting one, a very key one for the Lopes coming down the stretch.
Absolutely. You know what? The interesting thing about this game is we're going up against 2 very powerful offenses tonight. Seattle U has had an incredible offensive game the entire season, basically. They've had so many strikes on goal where they have made the ball and they've moved the ball in such a way that all of their opponents have not been able to withstand their attack, their aggressive offense going at them. That the Lopes will have to fight against today.
So what you're saying is Jeremy Pollard's got his work cut out for him.
Absolutely. He's going to be able to move. He's going to have to be with it, watch the ball at all times. He's definitely going to need his defense to have his back as well, because he can't do it all by himself.
Well, this is going to be a good one because the Lopes record is 6-9 on the year, but that's not very depictive of how they play here under the lights in GCU Soccer Stadium. They are 5-1 at home, an astounding record. So Seattle's really got to come with their A game tonight. Seattle is 11-2 so far on the year overall, 5-0-2, tied for first place in the WAC, and GCU's tied for 6th in the WAC at a record of 3-4. So the Lopes praying together right before this game. This is a huge game coming down to the wire. Lopes really trying to push hard for a good WAC seed come WAC tournament time.
Absolutely. You know, the Lopes have been averaging about 2.7 goals per match in home games versus 0.9 in away games. So hopefully we'll be able to see a little bit more of an offense here tonight as well.
And the Lopes defense has been such a key part for them, and Jeremy Pollard. We got a new starter tonight. Number 27, Brandon Johnson, is back on the defensive line with Sasaverovic, Say, and McLaughlin. And he's only played in 5 games this year, but he's a starter, a big body. He's a really solid defender for the Lopes, and another tall defender back there to win headers. Early on here, quick through ball by Seattle. Already a very good chance. Cross coming in. Header already on goal, but Pollard tracks this one real nicely. Going to be a goal kick for the Lopes. Seattle maybe wanted a foul.
Seattle already showing this offense that we talked about. They've had, against their previous game against Houston Baptist University, 36 shots to HBU's 3 in that one game, being the record this season since 2007 when they had 39 shots against the University of Mary.
Well, Jackson Jella skied up for that header. He flicks it off the defender, Randall the 4th, and it'll go out of bounds for a Lopes throw-in. Brandon Johnson getting early action with the ball. Throw-in. Finds Morris. Demos. He sends it back. Amir Sasaverovic looks up the field looking for Josh Drack. Scored in the last game against Air Force. He scored an early game on the road, or he scored an early goal on the road, and then Air Force came back with 3 unanswered goals to win that one 3-1. And a great tackle by Alex Ramirez. Takes the ball. Sasaverovic comes in to take possession back. Ramirez with it again.
You can see the aggressiveness from Seattle and the Lopes so early on in this game.
Very early on, but teams are aggressive. They're leaving it all out on the field. Seattle U working in the corner. Cross in by Cody Gibson. Headed high and missed. Out of the box. Rivas with the ball. Rivas making some moves on Alex Ramirez. He beats him to the corner. Great chance by the Lopes. Cleared out by Hadim Say. Tyler John trying to get that one in, making a move. He's looking for Rivas. Josh Drack is there to clean it up. His clearance attempt is blocked out. It'll be a throw-in for the Lopes.
Lopes defense showing their promise as well, being able to defend against many strikes already against Seattle U.
Throw-in comes in. Great flick by Morris. Demos, Nicky Jackson got to it. He's holding off defenders, has the ball, plays the ball up to Jackson Jella. Speed coming in. He's got Josh Drack on the far side of the field. Hard tackle, still in the box, still controlling possession. Lopes support comes in now. Drops it to Hadim Say. Hadim Say's got some guys in the box. Little flick cross comes in, headed away by Seattle U, and no problem for the Redhawks.
Good of the Lopes to kind of slow it down and not just go straight for that goal. Think about it a little bit, not trying to make any mistakes as we go down the field again.
Here comes Rivas moving in the box. Little through ball up to Seattle U and tipped out. Another chance by the Redhawks. This one goes out for a goal kick. Great chance by Rivas, poking it to Cody Gibson. He got a great chance in there. And number 29, Youssef, almost came in to clean up that one, but Pollard is able to be there in time.
Absolutely. And this game is actually really important for the Lopes. This is the first of 3 home games, the last 3 home games for the Lopes regular season, as they hope to continue to keep their slot in the postseason tournament.
Long goal kick by Jeremy Pollard. Such a solid defender for Pollard. Cody Gibson coming in with speed. Intercepted by Hadim Say. That's what we've seen so early on here. Redhawks have a lot of speed, and we're seeing them use it quickly.
Absolutely. Jeremy Pollard's definitely got his work cut out for him today. The defense, the Lopes defense, is definitely going to be challenged. Seattle U right now is one of 2 ranked teams, being number 22 in the top 25 by the United Soccer Coaches poll this past week.
Yeah, Seattle U also coming off they won, but it was kind of a disappointing performance against Houston Baptist. We beat them 5-2 here in GCU Soccer Stadium, and Seattle U on top of the WAC standings. You expect them to win that one comfortably, but they only won 1-0.
Absolutely. You would hope that a team that can kick the ball and aim at the goal that many times and shoot that many times, that they might have made more in.
Cross coming in for the Lopes, still a chance. McLaughlin with the ball now. Drax swoops in to get it. Demos takes a shot high and just over the goalkeeper, Josh Adachi.
Good to the Lopes offense to get started on the attack.
This is one of the higher energy games we've seen so far for the Lopes and Seattle. They've just started and both teams have come out firing on all cylinders so far.
Absolutely. Very similar to the women's game we just witnessed, where the Lopes definitely came out on the offensive.
Came out quick, scored in the 10th minute, and they sealed a WAC tournament spot for the women's soccer team. Very exciting for them. Their first game will be this Wednesday, November 1st. Jeremy Pollard comes all the way out to clear that one out. Jackson Jella fighting for the ball, but Seattle U will work it back up the field. Youssef playing in the striker position. He dropped it back to Gibson. This one is Tyler John feeding it to Julian Avila-Good. Redhawks working the ball around so much. Hard defense by Alex Ramirez, but a foul called against the Lopes.
Refs have been letting them play a little bit aggressively in this first 6 minutes of the game. First foul of the game so far.
Alex Roldan looking like he's going to take this free kick. One of the Seattle's Redhawks leading scorers. They have 4 leading scorers with 5 goals, all tied for each other. How hard is that to defend when you're the Lopes defense?
It's incredibly difficult. You'll have to watch from every angle. You will literally have to have eyes in the front, back, and sides of your head. Excellent block.
Shot comes in and saved by Jeremy Pollard. Beautiful play by the Lopes, but what a strike by the midfielder from the Redhawks.
Absolutely.
Great shot by Alex Roldan. Already looking very solid with a nice shot on goal early on, but an even better save by Jeremy Pollard.
Roldan and Rivas being 2 of the 4 players with 5 goals that the Lopes have to guard against.
And I believe I'm correct on this. All 5 of them are starting tonight too. So sometimes you'll see a bench player like that with 5 goals come off the bench, but not for Seattle. All 4 of their leading scorers are starting and on the pitch here right off the bat early on.
Both teams pushing each other, trying to get each other on the defensive mark. If the Lopes can get Seattle U on the defensive, the defense hasn't had to work as hard to protect against the offense making all the goals. The Lopes can get in that offensive position. The Lopes can hopefully come out on top.
Here is Sergio Rivas, made a nice move, got a lot of space, was looking for Gibson, misses him, or excuse me, looking for Ramos. There's Ramos again. stole possession, gotten away by Charlie Keating. Seattle U has looked very quick as a ball comes up for Nicky Jackson. He's going to have possession. He's got Josh Drack streaking up the sideline, trying to outrun the Seattle defender. This one put back into play through the legs of Drack. Beautiful nutmeg there by the defender, Tyler John.
Seattle U looking to slow it down just a little tiny bit.
Lopes are going to have to be sharp early on. Seattle's been so quick. Even with the ball, they've been quick. So any turnovers made by the Lopes could be costly.
Absolutely. Speaking of Nicky Jackson, he right now holds the Lopes' highest scoring position with 7 goals and 3 assists this year alone.
Nicky Jackson tied third in the WAC in scoring. One of the seniors for the Lopes. His GCU regular season home career winding down, just 3 games left. This one going to be a very threatening throw-in for the Lopes, but it snuck out on the right side of that corner flag, so it will be a throw-in, not a corner kick. Brandon Johnson going to come all the way up to take this one. McLaughlin and Say also making their way into the box. We were out at practice earlier this week, and I saw Brandon Johnson working on this exact thing. Long throw-ins. He sends it high, looking for McLaughlin. Gets ahead on it. Oh, Nicky Jackson and Keating were there.
Excellent attempt right there in the corner. Almost snuck it by him, but his hands were just a little too quick.
Big throw by Josh Adachi. Cut off by Alex Ramirez. He's got Drack with him right in front. Rivas got the deflection. Gibson pokes it around Sasaverovich. A slide by Sasaverovich. And a foul on that attempted slide tackle. Referee making his way towards Sasaverovich. It looks like he may have a card out. Assesses him a yellow card, and I do not know about that one. It did not look that serious of a slide tackle. It did slow down Cody Gibson, but he did not fall. I do not like a yellow card there here early on. He's really establishing a standard here early on that the referee's going to have to live up to the rest of this game.
Absolutely. Having that light touch, if you would say, let them be aggressive. They were letting them be aggressive earlier. Now all of a sudden a little light tap on the foot, and they're giving out yellow cards.
That could really affect the way this game goes the rest of this first half and into the second half. Rivas and Ramos surrounding the free kick ball. Drack and Jella are in the wall. Tried to put together a nifty little play. Left-footed cross comes in. Headed high by Gibson. Tyler John. This one's going to go out for a corner kick, though. Good defense by the Lopes defenders there to stifle that chance.
Gotta say, I'm impressed by the Lopes defense so early on in this first 10 minutes of the game. They're going to need to be able to stay that way, have that high-caliber defense for the rest of this game if they're going to fight against Seattle U.
Corner kick on the dark side of the field coming in. This one's high. Headed by Tyler John. Shot high and over the net by number 4, Nathan Aune. Defender came up to play that one. Nathan Aune, 6'4", 185 junior. Plays very similar to how Hadim Say plays. Just a very physical and tall defender for the Redhawks. Definitely a player the Lopes are going to have to get around. Aune will be shadowing Nicky Jackson all night. That's going to be someone Jackson's going to have to deal with.
Absolutely.
Josh Drack now with the ball. Back to Alex Ramirez. Ramirez is going to cross it in. Fired it right under the Lopes. Demos with a great shot, deflected high. That was going to be a very low bullet right at the goaltender, Josh Adachi, but it will go out after a deflection for a goal kick, and Drack jogs his way over there to take this one.
The Lopes offense is doing really well reading each other's thoughts, reading their plays, trying to communicate without communicating to each other to make plays like that happen. They're going to need to be able to execute those plays and come out.
Drax sends it in high, looking for Say. McLaughlin's still there. And the danger is cleared all the way back to Sasaverovich, but he kicks it up, and Keating was waiting for it. He saw it, but headed away by the Redhawks. Jella still has it. Drops it back to Drac. Drac's got Say right next to him, and Say's evaluating his options. Morris Demos was on the right line for it. Thought defender John was going to come over and cut that one off, but he didn't. This one slides out of bounds for a throw-in for Seattle U. Ball with McLaughlin.
Hope's not really getting a chance to take a break right here. As on offense and defense, the Redhawks are coming in, putting a lot of pressure on the Lopes right now.
Been thinking that same thing. This game has had an extremely high pace for it. I opened up our broadcast with saying it was a wild environment, which should lead to an exciting game, but I did not expect this. We have been back and forth, great chances. Lopes with 3 shots, Seattle U with 2, just 13 minutes into this game.
That's the good part about it, though. When you start out with a lot of high energy, you start out with a lot of momentum, both of the teams, you'll either have one come out on top or they'll stay neck and neck the entire time.
Should be an exciting game as we move along here. Sasaverovic cuts off the pass. It makes its way back towards Youssef. Aiden McLaughlin, though, got there first. Pollard with a shaky little attempt there, was looking for a pass. And Gibson almost approached him and stole it from him right off his foot. Alex Ramirez steals it. But the defender, Tyler John, down. Got tackled a little bit. And he gets up and shakes it off a little bit. Will be a free kick for the Redhawks.
Looks like somebody might have stepped on his foot. And those cleats, we all know, do not feel pleasant.
That is not a good feeling. Rivas moving it in. Turn and shot, saved by Pollard. Rebound still there. Gibson feeds it back. Stolen by Demos. Demos with a great play. Jackson Jelly using his speed. And a hard foul. Number 27, Anthony Ayala, was the last sign of defense.
In American football, we call that one a clothesline.
We're going to see what the referee assesses to him here. I expect just a yellow. And we will see a yellow towards Ayala. Fans are on their feet, excited about that one. Hard foul against Jackson Jella, who had a lot of speed moving down the field.
That's a dangerous move right there. However, you don't want to see anybody getting knocked out, running full speed down the field and getting clotheslined.
Josh Drack was looking like he's going to take the free kick, joined by Jella. Jella swoops around him, giving Drack another option. This one coming in high, headed high by McLaughlin and out of bounds. John Piper returns to GCU Arena tonight and tomorrow for a special 2-day event presented by Grand Canyon Theological Seminary. Join us for the live stream of both enlightening presentations right here on GCU TV.
John Piper's an excellent speaker. Gotten the privilege of getting to hear him speak one time, and I was very, very much enlightened.
Gonna have to check out that replay on GCU TV, because right now we got an exciting WAC soccer game for you. GCU versus Seattle University. Tyler John taking the throw in for the Redhawks. He's looking up the line for Youssef. This one's going to go out of bounds for a goal kick. Pollard will take it.
I want to see a little bit of more communication. Pollard's doing an excellent job defending the goal against Seattle U. Lopes offense, however, getting lots of opportunities, but still not being able to capitalize on any of these opportunities and shots.
Keating with the nice flick there. Gives Lopes possession. Ramirez was looking for Drac. Deflected away by John. Frustrated with his attackers. Wanted them to swoop in and get that one. But Ramirez got to it. He sends it over to Jackson Jella. Jella finds Jackson in the middle. Nicky Jackson, that is. And Jackson turns the ball over. Youssef with Sasaverovic now. Sasaverovic a little bit taller than Youssef. Looked like he had those long strides and was just easily outrunning him there.
Absolutely.
Very athletic play.
Speed on both of them, really high.
This ball intended for Josh Drack will go Out of bounds, right around midfield. Tyler John will throw it in. Cody Gibson makes a nice move right on Sasaverovic, and a good push by Sasaverovic. Called foul, already has a yellow in dangerous territory. I see the referee coming over. Don't think he has a yellow card in his hand. Just going to give him a talking to. Sasaverovic is really going to need to calm himself down and be very careful here in this early going. He doesn't want to pick up 2 early yellow cards.
That's what we've seen, especially when you have high momentum, high energy games, is that everybody kind of gets hyped up. And when you get that momentum, you get that speed going, and you're neck on neck, one-on-one with somebody, that aggression comes out in the form of either pushing or having a consequence of another yellow card.
Free kick. And about the corner, going to be taken by Ozzy Ramos. Launched in. Header attempt was missed. It'll be a goal kick for Pollard. Aiden McLaughlin drug him to the ground and was able to keep that one out of there.
Small little dog pile right there.
Yep.
Key.
It's very physical into the box. No penalty kick called. Will be a goal kick for Jeremy Pollard.
Working on our way now into the 18th minute of the first half. Both teams still 0-0.
This one sent high. Demos was trying to flick it. The tall defender in One was able to jump right over Demos. Ball makes its way back up. Going for Nicky Jackson. And a foul against Jackson. There was kind of shielding his defender off. That was Ayala defending Jackson. Long through ball coming in, intended for Youssef McLaughlin cuts it off. Ramirez finds his way with the ball now. Looking high for Josh Drack. Josh Drack defended by Tyler John. Physical tackle by John. No call by the referee. And Seattle U will start their counterattack.
Head coach Shellis Heineman looking for the call on that one. Unhappy with how the ref.
And like I said earlier, this referee has established a standard there, and that foul was right up there with the yellow card assessed to Sasaverovic and some other fouls that have been called here early on. So Heineman's thinking the same thing. How is that not a foul down there on Josh Drack? Havocs are excited tonight. They're out in full force. They're very excited after that 3-0 win by the women's soccer team, clinching their way into the WAC tournament. So hopefully they can keep that energy into this game. And we've had an exciting one so far, just 20 minutes in. Score still 0-0. Good move by Youssef, keeping possession for the Redhawks. Avila Good dished it over to Tyler John. John made a move up the line, but loses possession. Josh Drack will have the quick throw-in.
Redhawks still trying to outmaneuver the Lopes right now. Lopes very evenly matched with speed, being able to keep up with the Redhawks' offense.
This has been a very high-paced game. I think it might come down to who's conditioned more. And you got to think, if you're the Lopes team, you got to feel confident. You're conditioned in this Phoenix heat. Shellis Heineman takes pride in that they're out here. Seattle U's got some cooler weather than Phoenix does. You got to hope that this Lopes squad is conditioned a little bit better than the Redhawks. And a foul against Nicky Jackson. Foul count adding up now. That's going to be the 4th foul for the Lopes. High cross sent in. Roldan was moving towards that one, defended by Say, but Pollard swoops in, high hands, and snags it out of the air. He rolls it onto the ground, puts it back into play. Looking for Jackson on this one. Jackson heads it back towards his defensive line. Sasaverovic with that one. Very patient play there by Sasaverovic, waiting for that ball to come down. Trying to play it over to Jackson Jella. But the Redhawks take possession back. Play the ball up, looking for Rivas. Rivas has got Gibson striding down the field, gets it to Gibson in the box. A move to his right, slips and falls, and a defensive play by Brandon Johnson gets that one away from him.
Lopes definitely be seeming to be looking at the long game right now, whereas the Red Hawks are going for trying to get the ball in, and score and score and score. The Lopes are taking their time, being patient, watching some of the reactions and some of the plays that the Red Hawks are making to try to outsmart them and outmaneuver them.
That may be due to their last game against Houston Baptist, only scored 1 goal on 36 shots, so maybe some frustration. They're not finding the net as much as they would like to, so they're really trying to force things and get it here early on. That might bode well for the Lopes early on, as long as they can play some great defense here in this first half and stave off all these rushes that the Red Hawks are putting together.
Absolutely. This is not the first time the Lopes and the Red Hawks met together. Last year, the Red Hawks came out on top in a 2-1 match, October 16th, 2016. It was still a very close game then, too. The Lopes getting better and better and being conditioned as well as they are. The Lopes have that opportunity and have the speed and the equivalence to match up.
This would be a big upset for the Lopes squad. Seattle only has 2 losses on the year, so an upset here under the lights in Phoenix would be big for the Lopes' confidence, and it would help them in the standings working towards that WAC tournament. Pass cut off by Alex Ramirez. Jackson taps it back to him. Roldan was able to intercept that one. Ramirez looking right back at Jackson. A little miscommunication there. Nicky Jackson seems a bit frustrated. Ball moving in. Rivas has got it. Does he have say beat? He does. Slipped right in there. Pollard was able to tip it away and cleared out by McLaughlin. The threat wasn't over yet, and Jirac stole possession, was fouled, so it'll be a free kick for the Lopes right outside their own penalty box.
That's exactly what they need. They need to be able to maneuver that offense, maneuver that defense.
Right back at Jackson. A little
Take
miscommunication there. Nicky Jackson seems a bit frustrated.
That Seattle U was putting on them. The Lopes need to be able to think and be smart about how they want to go about getting around them and getting to the ball from their side, because Red Hawks have been keeping the ball on the Lopes' territory.
The free kick taken by Pollard, sent for Jackson. One jumped in and headed that one out of bounds. And the referee was calling it for Seattle U. The coaching staff of GCU was on their feet, and they were livid. Shellis Heineman was absolutely livid that one was not a throw-in for the Lopes, but the referee says he made a mistake and fixes the call to GCU. That one was an obvious header by One. Ball sent over to Jackson Jello on the far side. Cross comes in. He's got Jackson. Jackson sends it back to the other side of the box. This one intercepted by the Red Hawks, and they clear it out all the way to Youssef. And Jackson Jello using his speed, able to just sprint by the Red Hawk midfielder and take possession back for the Lopes.
Legs a blur going down the field.
What speed that guy has as he gets possession back for the Lopes. Keating now fighting a great nutmeg by the Red Hawks midfielder. Got past Keating. Rivas with a great move. We've seen him handle the ball. Seems like one of the more skilled ball handlers for the Red Hawks.
Speaking of that, as much as we say that this is going to have to be a team effort, it's also going to come down to the one-on-ones as well. The Lopes are going to have to match up. The Lopes are going to have to execute themselves well against the Red Hawks players individually as well as on a team basis.
Through ball was looking for Cody Gibson. This one will go out of bounds for a goal kick for Jeremy Pollard.
Get the best gear to show off your Lope pride. Go to lopeshops.gcu.edu to find everything GCU. From the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. Use promo code SPORTS25 to get 25% off just for being a GCU TV viewer. Let's paint the Valley purple. Lopes up.
Gonna want to get all your Lopes gear as you come out to Phoenix to watch the opening of men's basketball or maybe the women's WAC soccer tournament here in GCU Soccer Stadium. definitely want to capitalize on that promotion.
Absolutely, come out and represent the Lopes in their home.
Nicky Jackson was faced with 3 defenders there, was unable to dish it to any attackers for the Lopes, and Seattle will take possession. McLaughlin slides in and clears this one out and enables his midfield to come back to provide some support.
Smart move on McLaughlin to get that ball out. He couldn't do it by himself. He knew, might as well kick it out, get my boys back over here with me.
Very heads-up play as we approach the 27th minute. Just over halfway here in this first half. Score is still 0-0, but many chances and very exciting soccer being played early on. High throw sent right towards the middle of the box. Very dangerous attack by the Redhawks and cleared out again by the Lopes. They're going to have to do it all again just from the other side.
Absolutely. Seattle will take this.
He's getting as much room off that sideline as he can. Gonna soar this throw in high and in. This one was closer to the back line. Seattle U gonna try to steal possession from Morris Demos, but he's able to clear it all the way back to Anthony Ayala. Redhawks slowly working the ball up through their midfield. Through ball. Finds Roldan across in, cut off by Sasaverovic. The ball found its way to Ramirez, and Ramirez was able to clear it for the Lopes, but only momentarily as the ball moves its way back in. Say looking for Jella. Jella's got possession. Jella tried to cut back the clearance, found Jackson. Josh Drack has got Demos. Demos back to Drack. No offsides. Red Hawk defender wanted it, but he won't get it. High jump by Jella, but just over his head. He got a piece of it. Keating still fighting for the Lopes, but in the end, the Redhawks will take possession and build a counterattack.
Excellent attempt by the Lopes offense right there. Excellent ball movement, getting the ball from one side to the other side, making that attempt to really go for the goal, and basically sneaking around the sides of them to do that.
And McLaughlin not happy with that one. A foul will be assessed against him. He was holding off Mito Youssef as Youssef was trying to make a cut move right towards the box. McLaughlin deflected it, but a foul against him.
Trying to be patient. The Lopes are really trying to work with them, work with each other.
Free kick comes high. Pollard's right there. He skies up and has to fall to the ground to secure that one to make sure no further attack chances are taken by Seattle U. Pollard once again rolls it back into play. It's going to make Seattle's attackers come and provide some pressure on him. He clears it up. Youssef looking for Roldan. Roldan faced by Pollard. Pollard comes in hard and takes down Roldan, but Pollard secures the ball. Redhawks wanted a foul on that one, wanted a penalty kick, but the refs have been a little inconsistent here, so you never really know what to expect when a player hits the deck.
Absolutely. It makes it very hard as a player as well to be out on the field and not necessarily to know what you're allowed to do, but to know to what extreme you're allowed to be, aggressive, as we have a foul right here on the Lopes.
Yep, as you were saying, another foul called right there. The fouls have been a little lopsided too. That's the 7th foul for the Lopes. Seattle University only has 1.
Talking about lopsided statistics, this Redhawks team that we say strikes and goes, shoots a lot, has only got 3 shots, even with the Lopes right now.
Lopes are doing a great job so far on defense here early on, and as well on offense, getting some solid chances. But another shot expected here by the Redhawks. Rivas crosses it in and cleared out by the Lopes. Avoid another dangerous chance for Seattle.
One strong thing we can say for sure is that even with the Red Hawks' aggressive offense, the Lopes and their aggressive defense have each other evenly matched.
Tyler John tried to clear it in, a shot for the Lopes, headed away. A great job by the Lopes, but it's not over yet. They still got some defense to play. Saved by Pollard. Great job by the Lopes defense there, staving off several chances and avoiding a goal by Seattle.
Quick reactions, quick movement. They're not letting the ball get through that gridlocked iron.
Seemed like everyone got a piece of this one. First, Brandon Johnson saved one, then Nicky Jackson, and then Jeremy Pollard finally finishes up the play. Great job for the Lopes. And now a foul called against Seattle U. Lopes are right back at it. We were showing the replay, and they didn't even see the ball already get back down the field just like that. So quick, and now a throw-in coming up. Sasaverovic going to take it. Sends it high into the box, but Sasaverovic skies it over Charlie Keating. Misses any chance for the Lopes. Put back into play by Josh Adachi.
You can see the Lopes are frustrated as any opportunity they have on the Red Hawks side of the field to score. They make excellent attempts, but the problem right now is that they're not able to get the ball onto that other side across the halfway point in the field to get more of those opportunities.
Roldan moving in. He's on the far side, gonna cut back with his right. Brings it in with his left. A shot at the feet of some defenders. Moving in now. Rivas scores and saved by the Lopes. Great job, GCU. That shot was coming in. McLaughlin just slowed it down, and Pollard comes in to finish the job. What a shot by Ramos, but an even better save by the Lopes defender and goalie.
Very, very close. Almost right in front of the line. McLaughlin puts his foot right out in front, on the ball even, to keep it right there for Pollard to be able to grab it.
Lopes turnover possession again. Another attack upcoming for the Red Hawks, and Roldan was trying to catch Pollard sneaking out of the box, but Pollard's so tall, and Roldan was unable to get it right over his head.
Lopes defense outstanding this first half. Score still 0-0, approaching the 34th minute in this first half.
Couple substitutions checking in for the Lopes. Marco Afonso and Bennett Lehner. Lehner, one of the transfers for the Lopes, coming in. But as you said, the shots were even a minute ago. But right after that free kick, Seattle U got 3 shots, 3 on target, and Pollard had to be real sharp there to keep the Lopes in this one.
Absolutely. Get some fresh legs in there after this first 30 minutes of gameplay.
Bennett Lehner right in there now. And a hard foul against Lehner. I saw it all the way from here. His jersey was getting tugged on the whole time. You could see the number 15 was kind of misshapen. It was pretty easy call for the referee to make, and a free kick going to be coming, and Marco Afonso is going to be taking it. So already the 2 substitutes that check in, one of them draws the foul, the other one's going to take the free kick.
Patient as ever.
Afonso
smart
with the left, sends it high. McLaughlin got a head on it. Still there. Ramirez takes a long touch and misses it. 3 Red Hawks defenders come and just absolutely stuff any chance the Lopes want on that free kick. And Roldan using his speed, but not before Lehner can get there and cut him off a little bit. Slowed down Roldan. Roldan trying to get past him. And Hadim Say comes in and absolutely shuts down that attempt.
That's exactly what we were talking about before. That one-on-one, you got to be able to keep up with that player. You got to be able to keep up with that opponent, stay there, and push them off to get the ball away from them as quickly as possible.
Pollard punts it high right at Demos, but Demos took a big 2-handed push right into the back of the Seattle Red Hawks midfielder Avila Good, and a foul is called against them. A free kick coming for Ramos. Ramos looking for Tyler John. John came in hard. And referee says no foul. Corner kick upcoming. Marco Alfonso stands up in absolute disgust, not knowing how that wasn't called.
Lots of physical contact in this first half. Lots of inconsistency with calls, and the Lopes, if nothing else, are going to be beaten to death.
Yeah, the Lopes have found themselves on the ground quite a bit here early on. Corner kick coming in. Fired in low, liner right to Pollard. A little bit scary. A Red Hawk attacker jumped right in front of his vision, but he tracked it very well and was able to cut it off.
Absolutely. No matter how many times the Lopes get knocked down, the resilience is astounding. Red Hawks steal the ball away right there.
Red Hawks working it right back, still challenging. Brandon Johnson slid and was able to keep that away only momentarily. Red Hawks are right back in it. Ivory Randall, the fourth, was able to come in for that one. We're going to see a bunch of subs checking in now for each team. One of those being Evan Waldrop for the Lopes, the newcomer. He was forced to sit because he's a transfer from Creighton, but he's back now, and he's able to play. He's going to come in and check out Alex Ramirez.
It's a solid time to get in some fresh faces, some fresh stamina on the field. The Lopes are definitely having to hold up their own against the Red Hawks.
Throw-in comes in high, headed away by McLaughlin. Waldrop was on that head as well, and he has a nice ball right as he comes in to Morris Demos. Morris Demos with a great flick, but just cut off by Avila Good. If he was able to handle that, they would have had a 2-on-1 with Nicky Jackson. Would have been deadly.
Absolutely, both of them very aggressive offensive players.
Red Hawks put the ball back in play. Back to One. Over to Ayala. Back once more to One. Just keeping possession. Slowing down pace. Trying to control this game at their pace. One moving in now fast. Looking for Barry. One of the fresh substitutes for the Lopes. Brandon Johnson comes in. Clears it away. Evan Waldrop takes it. But a foul on the far side of the field. Charlie Keating charged with that one. Nathan One, high cross coming in high. Lopes trying to keep possession away now.
That'll mark the 9th foul for the Lopes. So the Red Hawks is 2. Nice spin move there.
Great spin move by the Lopes, just controlling possession for themselves. A header coming in for Nicky Jackson. Here's Evan Waldrop. Passes it over to Marco Alfonso. Alfonso with a nice move. Striding up the line. Got long legs, such long strides for Marco Alfonso. Hadim Say coming in to take this throw in. Cancel that. Sasa Verovic going to take it. Shellis Heineman getting his defenders up, trying to get a good solid chance for the Lopes here. High throw in. Nicky Jackson was the target. Headed away by Nathan One, as we said. Going to be shadowing him all night long. Going to make it as hard as possible for Nicky Jackson to get any daylight. Evan Waldrop over to Lehner. Hadim Say with it. Back to Waldrop. Waldrop finds Lehner. Say to Lehner, or to Waldrop. Working a little triangle offense over there. Morris Demos scrambling to keep possession. He gets a little bit of space. Space once more. Fighting his defender off. He's into the box. Got some time. And kicked in, but deflected out. A corner kick up coming for the Lopes. What a great play by Morris Demos there to just battle through all the tackles to keep possession.
Absolutely. Even from the other side of the GCU logo. Able to keep and just dominate one player at a time to get work their way around and get themselves into the box.
That's just an excellent display of work rate. Looked like he was going to lose possession multiple times there, but keeps it every single time and got a great chance for the Lopes. Corner coming in, intended for Brandon Johnson, but none other than One was able to get that one away. Evan Waldrop Tried to send a low liner into the box. Doesn't. Possession still found its way to the Lopes. Another cross. Nicky Jackson was there. Almost got a header on it. Would have been a great chance for the Lopes. Never want to leave Nicky Jackson alone in the box.
Still trying to push. The Lopes now trying to keep it on this side of the field as that ball will be knocked out by Alfonso. Redhawks will take it back in on their side.
Barry now with the ball. Vila Good was right there defending. A foul called against Ramos. Got a lot of fans here tonight in GCU Arena. I don't know if it's the Halloween weekend or a Friday night, but this is definitely some high attendance rate, one of the higher attended games as Nicky Jackson works his way back in the box, finds Demos. Oh, just missed him. Almost had a quality chance on goal. Alfonso not done, just misses the post. Marco Alfonso, a great shot with the left, just slides by the right post. The goalie was not there. It would have been 1-0 Lopes.
That crowd you just talked about, everybody here looking at the replay, everybody saw it just inches away from getting on the inside of that far right post.
So 2 more great chances for the Lopes. Nicky Jackson snuck in from that right side, almost found Morris Demos, but the ball fed to Marco Alfonso for a great chance.
The Lopes are proving to be just as dangerous as the Redhawks are on offense with such close and meticulous shots.
Great back heel by Barry. We're all moving in now, and the shot was shanked to the left. Roldan was unable to settle that one down and get a quality strike on it. Jeremy Pollard going to take the free kick now with just a minute and a half remaining in this first half. What an exciting first half this has been. Non-stop action so far. It seems like one team will have a great chance and the other team will immediately dribble it back down the field and get one of their own.
Today has been an excellent day for soccer. We mentioned earlier, Lopes women's team, excellent win, 3-0 earlier. And now the men here against Seattle U,
and
working
Morris
their way
Demos
down.
Working their way back down. Another chance for the Lopes coming. Joss Adachi had to clear this one out. Was just trying to avoid a corner kick, but it'll still be a throw-in for the Lopes deep in the opponent's territory.
Lopes doing a lot better to stay in the Redhawks territory this last 5 or 10 minutes. Getting more opportunities to shoot on goal.
Lopes trying to work their way, Say and McLaughlin all the way down the field into the box. Just 30 seconds left. Lopes are hoping this will be the last chance for any team. Brandon Johnson launches the throw in. This one headed away. And a corner kick up coming for the Lopes. Both teams kind of expected it to go out for a goal kick, but it's going to be a corner, and Marco Alfonso's rushing over there to take it. Just 12 seconds remaining. Marco Alfonso sends it in fast with just 6 seconds left. Headed in by McLaughlin, just wide. And that will be it for the first half. The final shot for the Lopes. Lopes tally 6 shots, 1 on target, and Seattle U was 7 and 5 on target. But we are still scoreless at the end of the first half. Wow, what a first half, Dewey. We will be right back after this break to break down the first half.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Cook, and you're watching GCU TV. Go Lopes.
On the field,
in the pool,
on the court.
We wear our game faces under the lights.
But sometimes our toughest opponents aren't wearing a uniform.
Instead, we confront them internally.
Mental illness affects 1 in 4 adults in the United States.
And suicide is the second leading cause of death among college students.
If you or someone you know is fighting a silent battle,
Please speak up and ask for help.
You are not alone.
At Grand Canyon University, earning your degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. To find your purpose, it takes support from those around you. Grand Canyon University offers over 3 decades of experienced leadership in real-world degree programs online. GCU's online class size averages fewer than 17 students with full-time faculty and student advisors who will help you share in a growing, vibrant Phoenix campus. Choose from over 100 relevant programs with a Christian worldview that integrates your faith with your education. GCU helps you achieve a successful future. Welcome to the family. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University online.
Welcome back here in GCU Soccer Stadium. All the kids are out or on the field. There's a lot going on, and there was a lot going on in that first half, Dewey. 7 shots for Seattle U and 6 for the Lopes. Very action-packed despite the 0-0 score. It's going to be an exciting second half. What did you notice from that first half that stood out to you?
You know, definitely, as I kept saying the entire time, that defense, the Lopes defense, was absolutely stellar. They were able to stay against the Redhawks and make sure that the Redhawks weren't able to get any shots inside the goal. There were many times where they were inches away from getting inside the goal and scoring, but the Lopes defense was not having it that day.
Yeah, Lopes defense, outstanding first half. And what did you see from Seattle's defense compared to the Lopes offense? They're just challenging each other. How can the Lopes find the net? What can they do better? They had some great chances, but what can they do a little bit better?
You know, the Lopes really just need to. There were a couple times where the communication was not necessarily on point. They had the idea, they had the thought, but they just didn't execute it in the right way, or they didn't see each other, and they weren't in the spot that they needed to be in. They tried, and their effort was extremely done well. However, the Lopes were not able to read each other on the same playing field and be able to make the shots into the goal.
Well, action-packed first half here in GCU Soccer Stadium. Men's and women's golf are also in action right now, and men's basketball is getting excited to start their first D1 eligible season, hoping to make the NCAA March Madness tournament. Alex Larson has a Lopes halftime report to catch you up all on that action.
Thanks, guys. The men's and women's golf team both had impressive outings last week, as the men's team finished first of 12 and women's finished 4th of 14 schools. Women's volleyball got their first win at home and in the WAC in front of a crowd of 1,000 against Chicago State. They were able to keep momentum and beat UMKC 3-0. They'll play again this Saturday at Utah Valley. Finally, the newly tournament-eligible GCU men's basketball team will play St. Francis Thursday, November 2nd in GCU Arena. Thanks for watching the Lopes Halftime Report. I'm Alex Larson. Back up to you guys.
Alex, men's basketball coming up, going to be an exciting season for the Lopes.
Absolutely. You know, we're all excited too, especially now that we're all postseason tournament eligible. Basketball season is going to be absolutely roaring. Fans already have their season tickets. Everybody is ready and waiting next Thursday, November 2nd, for basketball season to start. We don't have our star player anymore.
Dwayne Russell's gone.
Dwayne Russell is gone, but you know what? Our basketball team is still ready to show up and still ready to show the rest of the WAC that we are here, and GCU is a basketball team.
We are here, picked to finish first in the WAC, and Josh Braun was picked as preseason WAC Player of the Year. How big is he going to be for the Lopes' success this year?
Oh, it's absolutely going to be huge. The Lopes have, especially with Coach Dan Marley, they have had that opportunity to stand out and put themselves above and beyond the expectations that everybody had for them. Now being eligible for these postseason tournaments, we can expect the Lopes will perform well and show up.
It's going to be an exciting season. I'm excited to go out and catch some games, as I'm sure you are too. Well, our own Philip Catafamo caught up with the club bowling's Ronald De La Torre before their...
I'm Philip Catafamo here for GCU TV, standing alongside Ronald De La Torre, a member of the men's club bowling team. And Ronald, you got a big matchup against ASU. How are you feeling so far?
I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I think the entire team's ready to go. We got kind of a brand new roster coming up, so we're excited. We're ready.
What's some of the preparation you've been doing to sort of lead up to this game?
A lot of practice. We've been practicing a lot every, Tuesday, and as well like my own personal practice. And so I think we're well prepared and we're ready to go.
You know, a lot of guys talk about their pregame ritual and, you know, they eat a meal or maybe they'll listen to music. Ronald, what do you specifically do before matches?
I just ate a meal. I just ate a meal, just hang out with my friends, talk, laugh, get loose, listen to music, and just have fun right before we get to the serious action.
What about the mindset you have when you walk up to the lane? What's going through your mind before you start to roll the ball?
I just got to stay focused, one shot at a time. I got to make sure that my mind is on that one shot right there. Shot that could, win us the match. And
style is another component of bowling. A lot of guys like to bowl with two hands. Are you more of a one-hand or a two-hander kind of bowler?
I am a one-hander. I've been bowling one-handed since I was 5, so I stuck with that. Tried two-hand, can't do it.
Now, how about the equipment? A lot of guys like to use more of a heavier ball or a lighter ball to get maybe some more spin or some more speed. What do you prefer?
I am a heavier ball. I have 15 pounds. A lot of the guys on the team use 15 or 16. So when they hit the pins, it really hits the pins.
You know, we talk about the men's basketball team and the women's basketball team having the home field advantage. Do you feel a little more at home when you play here at the Thunderground?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we bowl here all the time. Definitely feel more at home here.
How good would it feel to get a win? First game of the season against ASU.
Can't wait to do it.
Ronald, good luck. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, that's going to do it. In a couple minutes here, we'll get underway for the men's bowling. I'm Phil Catalpa for GCU TV.
Men's and women's bowling beat ASU in their opening match. It's going to be an exciting club bowling season for them.
Absolutely. I'm a huge bowling fan myself, and I love their shirts. Just like we have, we represent GCU right here from the Lope Shop shirts. Their shirts definitely.
I'd like to get my hand on one of those.
Absolutely. They definitely show that, hey, we're out here. We're in it to win it. We're acting like we're dressing for success. Yeah. So I definitely appreciate Lope's Bowling, Club Bowling.
Yeah, well, their next match is December 18th in Las Vegas. Should be an exciting one, especially a weekend in Vegas for the bowling team. That will be really exciting for them to get their season underway. Going to be an exciting one. It's also going to be an exciting second half here. Score is 0-0, but there's been a ton of action. It's going to come down to the wire, I feel. It's going to be a good game.
Absolutely. Like we said before, it's going to come down to not just team play and not just both teams working together as units, but it's going to be individual one-on-one play. It's going to be who has the stamina, who has the skill set, who has the push and the drive and the resilience to stick it out and to kick the ball where it needs to go and to communicate with their player efficiently so that they can get the ball exactly where it needs to be so they don't miss up any other opportunities.
Well, they are working their way, working these kids off the field, and the players are making their way back on. We will be right back after this short timeout, and we will finish off our halftime wrap-up.
I am Laura Lozoya, and I am majoring in biology with an emphasis in pre-med at Grand Canyon University. The dorm life at GCU definitely helped me build relationships, and I've made great friends on this campus. The quality education here is great. You're testing your limits, but you're going beyond them. It all comes together. The sciences, the ethics, and just everything. It's a beautiful thing.
Grand Canyon University, the quality of a private Christian education, the affordability of a state university. Visit gcu.edu. In today's competitive market, the demand for specialized knowledge is ever growing. Take the next step in your career by earning your doctoral degree from the College of Doctoral Studies at Grand Canyon University. We offer advanced doctorate degrees, from a Doctor of Business Administration to a Doctor of Education and online PhD programs. Learners apply their research, critical thinking, and analytical skills to solve real-world problems in areas such as business, leadership, and psychology. Our dissertation process is embedded into conventional coursework to help you move quickly toward graduation with a supportive learning community to keep you engaged. Work closely with faculty to pursue your unique goals and enjoy a variety of convenient learning formats. Attend class on campus in the evening or pursue doctorate degrees online and benefit from a curriculum designed for working professionals by experts in their fields. Join our community of scholars as we strive to live differently in the world and make a significant impact in organizations, communities, and society, or churches, educational institutions, and corporations. Find out more at gcu.edu/doctoral.
Welcome back here in GCU Soccer Stadium. Score is 0-0, just 3 minutes left remaining until we get this second half underway. Dewey and I were just going over the WAC conference standings. The Lopes are sitting tied for 6th with 9 points, tied with UMKC, but they got a couple people. Utah Valley, UTRGV are right behind them with 8 points, and CSU Bakersfield and San Jose State are right ahead of them with 10 points. So top 7 teams make it, and there is a lot of teams crammed in to 6 spots.
Absolutely. We were just talking about how the tournament for bowling, or their next match, is going to be in Vegas.
Yeah.
The soccer men's tournament for postseason is going to be also hosted by UNLV in Las Vegas as well.
And the basketball team has a tournament in Vegas as well.
Absolutely, during Christmas break. That's
so,
right.
Very exciting. Lopes men's soccer finishes up with Seattle University, UNLV, and Utah Valley. Their final 3 games, of course, are watching Seattle U now. So a very tough remaining schedule for the Lopes. But if they could figure out a way to win this one tonight and maybe win one of those other ones, that would be huge for them in these remaining games to qualify for the WAC. Such a huge performance tonight so far by the Lopes, just being outshot by 1 against the Redhawks. The Lopes are so good at home, and all 3 of those games are at home. How does that work, Dewey? How much of a boost does playing at home behind these fans work for them?
Playing at home it gives any team really that feeling of having the support of your family behind you. Here at GCU, we always say that we're a family. We're more than just a university or more than just students. We are all a family here, and having your family behind you to support you, especially while you go up against an opponent, is definitely a confidence booster, and it gives you the morale that you need to show up and have a game where you go up against the team tied for first place in this conference standings and hold off against them, as well as GCU has been doing this game so far.
What an upset this would be. Lopes are unstoppable at home, but Seattle is also used to that. This year, they came into the year, they've had a 16-game home winning streak, only to lose that to the University of Washington, so a very solid Pac-12 school. They lost their streak too, and since they lost that game, they haven't lost at home again. Very similar to the success GCU has had at home, and the Lopes are hoping to keep that going. Players are working their way back onto the field now. A beautiful night out here in Phoenix, Arizona.
Absolute temperatures around the high 70s.
Yeah, it's crazy how much the weather can drop. Mid-90s today in the afternoon, even 90s during the girls' game starting at 4 p.m. But now in the nighttime, such a beautiful night, just 70 degrees, and I'm sure that's boding well for all these Lopes fans that are out here enjoying this game. While the Havocs are rising back to their feet, all in one. It was almost a simultaneously motion, and the Lopes men's soccer are working their way back here. All right, Dewey, give me a key player to watch on the Lopes squad if the Lopes want to walk away with a victory.
Honestly, I think we're going to have to say Nicky Jackson all over again. He has the ability and he has the skill that the Lopes need to score. He just bodes this confidence as a team leader inside the Lopes soccer team right now. And the Lopes not necessarily need to rely on him, but they all need to work together and use some of that energy, use some of that confidence together to come out on top of the Redhawks tonight.
Nicky Jackson is a solid player to pick. He seems to have a knack for scoring big goals at big times. I interviewed him this week right after practice, and as his career is winding down, I asked him which one of his 36 goals was his favorite in his career, and he said his first overall goal as a college player, and he said the first goal they scored in this brand new stadium. The fans were electric. They sold the place out. 6,000 people here, and Nicky Jackson scored a beautiful header where he soared over the defenders and pounded it right into the goal. So that would not surprise me if Nicky Jackson scored another phenomenal goal here tonight. Second half is underway, and immediately they were looking right at Nicky Jackson, but it was cut off by the Redhawks. Seattle U playing a ball down the field, found Cody Buchanan. Avila Good came in very quickly, was crashing into the box, but intercepted and taken here by the Redhawks. Habib drops it to Buchanan. Roldan with the ball now. Cross came in just over the head, saved by Pollard, and Pollard rolls it back into Marco Alfonso very quick. Alfonso with the ball again.
It's very similar to the start of the first half, actually, where they've had that chance to rest, and they're already going at each other's throats. Both teams being very aggressive, both teams working very hard.
Yeah, cross attempt by the Redhawks there was intercepted, and Jackson Jella just turned on the Jets right away and brought it back in. But he lost possession back to the Redhawks. Rivas drops it to Ramos. Roldan got it to the middle to Buchanan. Back to Rivas. I believe a foul called against Adim Say. He was grabbing Alex Roldan's jersey a little bit too much, got a little bit too physical. But it did seem like a rather weak call compared to the ones they called in the first half, or some ones they didn't call in the first half, I should say.
Absolutely. Hopefully we get a few more consistent calls.
Yeah,
and more consistent
we saw in the first half. We saw in the first half when we were talking about it, that yellow card early on is just, that started the pace of just such an inconsistent calling of the game. Free kick play coming in, a little flick up right towards Pollard. A couple of the attackers on the Redhawks in the box were a little bit frustrated with that free kick taken by Ozzy Ramos. And a little backspin throw put back into play by Jeremy Pollard. He kicks it far and up. One crashes in hard on Nicky Jackson. He's slow to get up.
Looks like their heads collided just a little bit.
Yeah, referee signals to stop the clock. We got Alex Roldan a little shaken up, and Nicky Jackson, two leading scorers for each squad.
So it's very dangerous when players go up for the headers. The skill that they can aim the ball with their head is impressive. However, when you have two of them going up at the same time, two or more even sometimes, it definitely has a little bit of danger to that.
Well, Nicky Jackson gets
okay.
up. Yep.
Glad to see he's okay.
Walks it off a little bit, gets up. Plays it very nicely. Jeremy Pollard looking for Jackson Jella. Such a high jump by Jackson Jella. Heads it to Nicky Jackson. Jackson moving in. Morris Demos. Oh, just didn't get to it. The ball by Nicky Jackson was just a little bit too strong.
Excellent spot right there, however. Jella was right there waiting for him.
What a great play by the three attacking Lopes. Jella to Jackson. Then Nicky Jackson almost found Morris Demos on a great chance.
Both teams right now, the Redhawks with 7 shots, the Lopes with 6, right about where their averages are at. Seattle with about 8.5 shots on goal per game. The Lopes, about 6.8 shots. They both have already reached this average, and it's just the beginning of the second half of this game.
Ozzy Ramos was trying to switch the field. Marco Alfonso headed it away. Rowan coming in for the Redhawks. What a long throw by One. The Redhawks streaking down the side of the field now. Great cutoff by Sasaverovic. Corner called by the referee. The Lopes defense making their way back up. Back down to support their goalkeeper, Jeremy Pollard.
This game proving to be very different than the last game that the Redhawks played against Houston Baptist. Like we said before, 36-3 shots. The Lopes defense making sure that they have little opportunity as possible.
This one comes in high, kept out of harm's way by the Lopes. Evan Waldrop. Transfer from Creighton. Lost possession there. Another cross coming in. Sasaverovic heads it away. Shot coming in now. Saved by Jeremy Pollard. Ozzy Ramos with a nice strike right on the ground, but it went right into Pollard's arms. Pollard punts this one high into the night sky. Headed away by Avila Good.
Seattle U still attacking on the offense, not giving the Lopes a break at all.
Rivas finds Barry. Pollard was almost not ready for that one. His hand was up. He wanted an offsides call. Almost surprised by that shot. But he shields it away for a corner kick for the Redhawks.
Pollard already with 6 saves.
Yeah, we knew it beforehand. We saw this high-powered Seattle U offense coming in, and we knew Pollard was going to have a good game.
Absolutely. He's definitely shown up and proving to have one right now. Seattle U with the corner kick.
Ozzy Ramos taking the corner kick. Sergio Rivas coming to help. He opts to just send it in the box. Definitely dangerous attack coming now. Pollard punches it up. Keating heads it away and headed away by Jackson once more. Stopped any chance the Lopes had.
We talked about that too, that Pollard couldn't do it by himself. He had that opportunity. He had that chance. He got just a little too far in front of it, but his defenders came back and helped him out. Kept the ball away from the net as much as possible.
High throw-in coming out now. Evan Waldrop supplying pressure. Waldrop just such a solid midfielder for the Lopes. Thank gosh they have him back. That transfer that they have to keep him out, and he's a great replacement for Damian Herman due to Damian's injury.
Absolutely.
Amir Sasaverovic going to take this free kick. He is the last defender for the Lopes. Very aggressive formation now. Shellis Hinman has enforced. Fonzo skies up to head it. Keating working it now. Keating was looking for Morris Demos, almost found him. Adim Say gets the ball now, working his way towards the left side, shielding off some Red Hawk defenders. Waldrop drops it back to Amir Sasaverovic, and he takes it to his goalkeeper, Pollard. Pollard waving off Brandon Johnson. Opts to send it deep to Jackson Jella. Headed out by the Redhawks. Adim Say sprints in to take a throw in. Gets it to Morris Demos. Demos working, and a turnover. Deflected off of Morris Demos, out of bounds for a Red Hawk throw in.
Redhawks definitely making the Lopes continue to play on the defensive.
Want to gain experience as a sports broadcaster? Apply to work at GCU TV and get the opportunity to broadcast Division I college sports. Contact Career Services for more information. Experience of a lifetime.
It sure is. It's definitely a joy to be on this team working.
Brandon Johnson finds Nicky Jackson. Nicky Jackson takes a touch, kicks it towards goal, deflected off by Josh Adachi. A corner kick up coming for the Lopes.
Just like we talked about going into the second half, there's that Nicky Jackson spirit, that energy, that momentum rushing towards, using his full speed.
What a beautiful connection by Brandon Johnson. Johnson's only played 5 games this year, and he's played this entire game so far tonight. Marco Afonso going to take the corner. Afonso, both hands raised, signaling he's moving in. This one coming in high, right at McLaughlin. Lopes have a chance, right there, saved by Josh Adachi. Oh, what a chance by the Lopes.
Similar to what happened earlier, Redhawks had that really close shot. The Lopes needed this, but Adachi just got right underneath it and took it away.
Great corner kick by Marco Afonso. Found the head of Aiden McLaughlin. And a couple Lopes were scrambling just to get a foot on it and get some momentum on it towards the goal. But Josh Adachi cuts that one off. And now a corner kick up coming for the Redhawks. Josh Adachi, such a solid goalkeeper for Seattle U. 8 shutouts on the season. He's second in the WAC with .78 goals against average. So the Lopes are really going to have to put together a great chance and a great assist and finish to beat him. Corner comes in, kept away momentarily, still in the middle of the box. Now the Redhawks are scrambling for it, but McLaughlin clears it out. Back and forth we go again here in this second half.
Absolutely. Both teams scrambling to try to score right now. Seattle U trying to keep their undefeated record in the conference, and the Lopes trying to cause this upset, win out against the Redhawks, and secure a more firm spot in the postseason tournament.
Yeah. Lopes, one of many teams fighting for points late in this WAC conference season. Just 2 games remaining for the Lopes after this one. Jackson Jella wanted a foul. That looks very similar to the one Amir Sasaverovich got yellow carded for, but the referee says no call. There's that inconsistency by the referee again. Roldan moves in, tried to cross it in on the ground, but it went right to Jeremy Pollard. Great defense by Hadim Sey, forcing that poor chance.
Next one for White. The Lopes defense really has stood out tonight against the Redhawks, making sure that even with the aggressive offense that the Redhawks do have, they have not let them go, not let down at all. Making sure that they have as many opportunities as they can. As that one gets kicked out of bounds and goes back towards the Redhawks.
That pass intended for Jackson Jella went over his head. Another substitute checking in now for the Redhawks. Josh Green going to replace Tyler John. Green coming in on defense. Normally a midfielder, but he's going to have big shoes to fill because Tyler John was such a solid defender for the Redhawks. He's going to have to fill in there and keep the Lopes at bay.
Absolutely. You got to admire how well both teams are able to handle the pressure. Lopes steal that ball away right there. But both of these teams putting the pressure on each other in different ways. However, the Redhawks putting the pressure with offense, and the Lopes putting the pressure on with their defense, and almost canceling each other out as we're still at 0-0 headed into the 58th minute in the second half right here.
And there's another great defensive play by Amir Sasaverovich. Faked out Cody Buchanan, was able to steal it from him. The danger isn't over yet. Lopes still fighting to keep possession. Nathan One tried to take a stab into the Redhawks zone, and a couple more chances to get a ball through, and it works its way all the way back to the defense. and makes its way to Rivas. Rivas looking for Barry. Opts to go over to Buchanan instead. Buchanan back to Rivas, and Rivas cycles it back. Redhawks really controlling possession here in this second half. We've seen a couple good Lopes chances, but they've come on counterattacks, and McLaughlin clears it out. Another throw-in upcoming for Seattle U.
If nothing else, the Lopes' well, we keep saying it, the Lopes' defense is just special tonight. It really is. You can't have a team as strong offensively as Seattle U have only restricted to 11 shots in the 59th minute of the second half and not have any points on the board.
Cross coming in now. This one was sent over the head of Ivory Randall. Now Jackson Jella taken down by Randall. Foul charged against him. Jella rolling around on the ground a little bit.
Gotta love the sportsmanship right there.
Yep, Randall helping him up. Didn't mean any harm by his foul. Jella looks okay. On his feet now, walking it off a little bit. Is not asking Heineman to come out, so he is sprinting back down the field. Good to see Jackson Jella on his feet again. Pollard taking the free kick. Going right towards Jackson Jella again. Headed away by the Redhawks. Roldan. Oh, fires it high and switches the field to Rivas. Rivas up to Buchanan. Seattle with a very good chance. Now back to Rivas. Shot saved by Pollard and cleared out by Sasaverovic.
Keating with the clearance, but a great job by the Lopes defense, and another shot fired high by Buchanan. Oh man, what a save by Pollard, and Keating does a great job coming back and helping out his goalkeeper.
Pollard able to see that ball coming right at him, dropped to the ground, stuck his hands out, and rejected that ball from going inside the net.
What a great opportunity by the Redhawks, but the Lopes defense holding strong again. Seattle's shot count rises to 12 shots, 8 of those on target. And a foul against the Redhawks on that header, a little push. And now the Lopes will have a free kick just outside the center circle.
Hopefully the Lopes now in Redhawks territory can take this opportunity, apply some offensive pressure, switch the game up a little bit, put some offensive pressure on the Redhawks, challenge their defense a little bit, and see if they can sweep around them.
Evan Waldrop comes in with his right, is looking for Adim Say. This one cleared out by the Redhawks, but Marco Afonso gets to it, lets it roll out of bounds. And they're going to wait on that one as some substitutions check in. Alex Ramirez going to come in for Adim Say, give him a little breather. I'm sure we'll see him check back in later in the game. And Josh Drack coming in for Marco Afonso. Those two are just so interchangeable. They come in for each other and they check out for each other. They're just so solid on that left wing.
It's always great to have a reliable wing stick out and run. They have the speed as well to save the day.
Drack and Afonso, great compliment to Morris Demos and Nicky Jackson. Lopes working the ball back in. They get it over to the right wing. Jackson Jella. Jella working his speed, trying to get past the Redhawk defender, and he kicks it right into the leg. It will go out for a corner kick. And Josh Drack will jog over to take this one. Evan Waldrop's going to take this one.
Last corner kick, Lopes almost scored. Corner kick was very, very close to crossing that net line.
So Josh Drack will take this corner kick. Drack fires it in. McLaughlin gets a head on it. Oh, it was very similar. And a penalty kick upcoming for the Lopes. I think we might have seen a handball against Habib Berry. He is not happy about it at all. He's showing the referee what happened, but I don't think it matters. Referee called it a penalty kick. Seattle is stunned.
Lots of unhappy faces.
Yep, but nonetheless, Nicky Jackson going to move in for a penalty kick. Jackson missed his last one here at home. But I'm sure he wants to capitalize on this one against Josh Adachi.
This is huge.
Jackson scores, you betcha!
There it is, the first
Nicky
goal.
Jackson puts the Lopes on top, 1-0 in the 63rd minute. Seattle U not happy about the controversial call, but Nicky Jackson punches it in for his 8th goal on the season. Josh Adachi guessed wrong, guessed to the right side, and Jackson beat him low and to the left. Great job by Nicky Jackson, and puts the Lopes up 1-0.
Like we said before, Jackson was going to be that game-changing player.
He called it.
Game-changing player to bring back this momentum as the Lopes have the ball again.
Yep, Lopes keeping their foot on the gas pedal. Jackson gets it all the way up to Jackson Jella. Jella tries to cut through some defenders. This one deflected out of bounds. Lopes throw in. Brandon Johnson coming in for this one.
That Lopes offense was able to push that offensive pressure. Got very lucky with that referee call for the penalty kick.
Fortunate call, but we've seen it go both ways. Amir Sasaverovic was assessed a yellow card earlier in this game that maybe affected the way he's been able to play.
Now,
Seattle U coming right back.
Now more than ever, that Lopes defense that has been doing so well tonight is going to have to continue to do so.
And it does there. Aiden McLaughlin cuts off a very dangerous through ball. Keeps it away. This one with Nathan Aune. Aune was looking for Habib Berry, the guy who gave the Lopes that penalty kick. And like we said, you said earlier, that corner kick was huge. It was very similar to the one just before when Aiden McLaughlin headed it in, and it was a very good chance for the Lopes. Aiden McLaughlin headed that one in and caused a handball.
Absolutely. The only difference is they were now able to score.
Lopes finished this one on a free kick, up 1-0. Just 25 minutes here.
The College of Fine Arts and Production presents the 9th annual 48-hour film challenge. Student filmmakers race to make a short film in 48 hours, and you get to be a part of it. See the final films this Sunday at 6 p.m. in the South Gym.
Cody Gibson checks back in for Seattle. He provided some very dangerous opportunities early in the game. Rivas moving in. He fires with his right and misses to the left of Jeremy Pollard.
Good eye on Pollard for seeing that, knowing exactly what was going. There wasn't much panic right there.
Pollard sends this one high towards Josh Drack. Keating kicks that one. Was looking for Nicky Jackson, told him to make a run. Throw in now for the Redhawks. Lopes going to keep their pressure high. Throw in was headed out of bounds. It's the Lopes' turn for a throw in.
It's almost as if the entire atmosphere has changed in the GCU Stadium tonight after that goal Nicky Jackson scored. The Lopes having a little bit more confidence, not just aggression, but confidence in their decisions and their moves.
Yep, as we said, this would be a big upset. Seattle nationally ranked number 22 and first in the WAC. So a big upset this would be for the Lopes, and now they believe that they can actually pull it off. They're up 1-0. And Hadim Say looking to check back in and solidify that defense once more. Alex Ramirez. Charged with the handball.
Looks like the Redhawks are going to take this free kick and try to capitalize some more. See if their offense can score at all this game.
Ayala sends it in towards Gibson. McLaughlin with a great defensive play. Waldrop finds himself with the ball now, making the decisions, finding what to do. Centers it to Ramirez. Ramirez coming towards the near side of the field now. Cuts back a little bit. Referee had to scurry out of the way. A turnover for the Lopes. Alex rolled in. Centers it to Rivas. Nathan Ane coming in with speed. Finds Gibson, looking back for Ane, but Lopes take possession back again.
Seems that trying to slow the game down and trying to be patient isn't really working for the Redhawks right now. The Lopes are able to read everything, being so used to playing at that high-paced offensive attack that Seattle usually has. They're able to read right through their moves.
Josh Drack trying to make a move, and another corner, it looks like, upcoming for the Lopes. Very good offensive play by Josh Drack to force that.
These corner kicks for the Lopes have been very, very strong.
And just in the nick of time for a corner kick, Vadim Say checking in for the Lopes. Perfect timing, get a tall body in there right in the middle of the box.
Absolutely. It's very similar to when you play basketball and the coaches tell you to box somebody out. It's similar aspects. There's a lot more bodies in the box right here in soccer, but that same concept is usually applied because you want to get the ball into the net.
Evan Waldrop checking out for the Lopes, the newcomer. Provided some solid minutes for GCU here in this huge game.
16.
Corner kick coming in for Josh Drack. This one swoops in. Oh, just over the head of Brandon Johnson. Lopes going to keep possession here, though.
Some more subs coming in.
Austin Day going to come in on the defensive side. Going to give Alex Ramirez a breather.
It's very exciting to have this home advantage again. The Lopes have.
Yep, the Havocs always provide an extra element for the Lopes. And this GCU soccer stadium in itself also provides an extra element. We always see away teams coming in here, and when we're setting up hours prior to the game, all the away teams are taking videos with their phones, taking some Snapchats. Just like what an amazing facility this is that GCU has built for this soccer program.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Rivas, 20 yards outside the box. All the way on the left side. And sent far and over by Quinn Failing. And Josh Drack powers one up through the field looking for Nicky Jackson. It goes well by him.
If you are enjoying the broadcast tonight and are looking forward to once in the future, never miss a game. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get notifications for all your Lopes action. Subscribe at youtube.com/GCU.
Ozzy Ramos on the GCU logo. Gets it up to Quinn Failing. Substitute that just checked in is getting some early attention by the Redhawks midfielders.
That throw-in going to be for the Lopes.
Austin Day takes the throw-in. Vadim Say.
Yes, coach.
Throw-in by Randall. Through ball was cut off by Jeremy Pollard. And Pollard going to wait and run some clock. Going to make Cody Gibson go and pressure him. He's been doing that all night, and it seems like Cody Gibson's always the guy that has got to go make him pick it up.
Waits till the very last minute, seeing if he can get it out there. If not, kicks it and punts it out there.
Uso Morris Demos sends it over to Jackson Jella. Jella looking for Josh Drack. Almost found him. The clearance. Heads up move by Jackson Jella there to just duck under that one. Give the Lopes a throw in. They're able to settle things down and take their time. Just 17 and a half minutes remaining here in GCU Stadium. Lopes lead 1-0. Nicky Jackson penalty kick was able to give them that lead. The Redhawks moving in now. Quick counterattack. Alex Roldan finds Cody Gibson. Gibson defended by Say. Gibson a lot quicker than Say. I'm sure he's going to use that speed. He beats him. And a great defensive play by McLaughlin to deflect that one out of bounds for a corner kick.
Lopes defense still proving to be a force to be reckoned with. Not letting anything go through, whether it be through Pollard, McLaughlin.
Corner kick comes in high. Oh, just over the head of Nathan One. Sent back in. Flick by. Oh, very dangerous chance. Nathan One flicked it up. Had Youssef there, but Jeremy Pollard got back in time, made a good save. Very dangerous chance for the Redhawks.
You can see the audience on the edge of their seats.
Yeah, that one was very nerve-wracking attempt. Jeremy Pollard found himself out of the goal, and the ball was on one of the Redhawks' feet. They just couldn't finish the chance. Nathan One heads this one, heads the Jeremy Pollard free kick back into play. Lopes really trying to keep this crowd momentum on their side and keep this 1-0 lead. Very narrow margin. Alex Roldan finds Gibson. Gibson shoots. Pollard saves it momentarily. And Austin Day is going to come over and clean it up and clears it. And this one is rolling all the way up the line. A great kick by Austin Day to settle things down for the Lopes. But another dangerous chance by Seattle. Ozzy Ramos dumps it back out. Nathan One. Redhawks keeping this possession, keeping their momentum and their rhythm high.
Lopes continuing to be fluid in their motion and rotate around the Redhawks. Keep them on their toes so that they can't bulldoze down the field anymore. They've adapted to that and they're not letting them get around as easily.
As in the center shot, saved by Jeremy Pollard. Diving stop, maybe his best of the game so far.
Pollard is relentless, not letting anything go through. Continuing over and over again for the now 9th time, stopping shots on goal.
Rivas crosses it in again. Pollard's not done yet. And Morris Demos clears it out. Pollard is done for now, but you best believe Redhawks are coming back as a hard foul against Nicky Jackson will give the Lopes a free kick right around midfield.
You can kind of see some of the frustration on the Redhawks. They're getting a little aggressive out there. They've been aggressive the entire game, but some of it seemingly unnecessary. There's a little discussion is going on down there.
And it's got to be a little nerve-wracking for the referee right there, too. He called that one right in front of the Havocs. If he didn't call that one, he would have definitely heard about it.
Absolutely.
Making sure Nicky Jackson is okay.
As important as the game is, we also for sure want to make sure that the calls are correct because we also want to ensure the safety for the players too.
Yeah, absolutely. Seen some inconsistency with the calls here. It'd be a shame if the ref missed a call maybe and someone was a little banged up on the play. So definitely err on the safe side if you're the referee here. This one headed over to Jackson Jello right outside the box. Takes a touch to his right. He's got 3 defenders moving in on him now. just trying to dish the ball to anyone he could. And Randall cuts back towards his goalie and gets possession back for the Redhawks. Foul called against Adim Say, got a little physical. Was using his height, almost leaning on Alex Roldan and keeping it away from him.
Some of that is accidentally just kind of coincidental. You have the height on somebody, and your body naturally is going to want to use that height advantage against that other player. And as you can see, it's just not allowed.
Nathan Ane moving in on that right side. Cross coming in, headed towards the goal. Just missed. His hands are in his face. He is disappointed about that chance. Oh, man, the Lopes dodge a bullet there. That was a great cross by Nathan Ane and just missed by the Redhawks.
Lopes got some substitutions coming in. 15 Bennett Leonard and 20 Alex Ramirez. Continuing to cycle through their players, the Lopes definitely have that fresh ability.
Nicky Jackson just missed Bennett Lehner on that close chance. Would have been very threatening for the Lopes. Ozzy Ramos with the ball. Randall was looking back towards Ramos. Lehner cuts it off, takes possession. Lehner working towards Drac, drops it back towards Alex Ramirez. Ramirez sends it high and diagonal across the field up to Nicky Jackson. Jackson tries a nifty back heel. Foul called against him. Nathan Ane is not happy, joined with his coaching staff. They rose to their feet and they are livid.
Unhappy with that.
They did not like the foul call. They thought Nathan Ane was just getting a little physical, but it was clean still. Nicky Jackson did a good job to sell that one and get that call for the Lopes, and a free kick going to be taken by Josh Drac. Drac sends it high. Oh, was looking right at McLaughlin. Say gets a foot on it, but high. Oh, what a chance for the Lopes.
Lopes doing well. Like you just said, doing excellent job to try to capitalize on every single free kick, every single corner kick that they've had in the Redhawks territory.
Ozzy Ramos gets it up to Roldan. Roldan wants to redeem himself after that header missed the net. He may force something here. I don't know if that was a cross or a shot, but he could be a little frustrated, and we're seeing it. As this whole Seattle U squad is. Only scored 1 against Houston Baptist last game on 36 shots, and so far 0 goals tonight on 18 shots. Definitely some frustration leaking in. It's pretty evident. And they're running out of time here too. 11 minutes left. Lopes lead 1-0, and they have a throw-in. Throw in high, intended for Nicky Jackson. He gets a nice flick on it, but nobody's behind him. Adim Say. That one ping-ponged around a couple defenders, and the Redhawks are moving back in with some speed. Cross attempt blocked by Sasaverovic. Another cross over the crossbar and hands of Jeremy Pollard. They wanted it to be called out, but it was not. Failing. He crosses it in. Settled by Roldan. And the Lopes are able to clear it out and dodge another bullet. Nicky Jackson's got Lehner on this side of the field. He's working towards him. He will give it to him. Lehner working right back towards the center. Drops it to Keating. Keating feeds it up to Ramirez. A little far for Ramirez. He points to Drac. Drac gonna make a move. A beautiful little juke. Gonna get some space. Crosses it. Keating's going to have possession. Keating reverse bicycles it. A pass towards the center. Nicky Jackson falls down. No call, the referee says.
Nice little ball movement going on right there. Lopes offense, Nicky Jackson, Ramirez.
Ball with Ayala in the middle of the field. Now Ramos. Ramos over to Avila. Good. Through ball was looking for Roldan. Brandon Johnson clears it away. Great play by him to keep the Lopes up 1-0, but a substitution checking in now. First time Gabriel Ruiz is finding the field. And Midu Youssef is going to check out. Gabriel Ruiz is going to be playing that right wing. Redhawks working on a counterattack once again. Avila good. Dishes it to Roldan. Cleared out by Brandon Johnson. Lopes defense holding strong again. But here come the Redhawks. There's Ruiz. Just checked in. Deflected out by Alex Ramirez. Another throw in for the Redhawks upcoming into the box now. Cody Gibson. Deflected out of bounds, still dangerous.
Get ready for a night of family entertainment as the Harlem Globetrotters come to Grand Canyon University Arena. The Harlem Globetrotters are a worldwide icon and have been breaking down barriers for 9 decades. Don't miss this event tomorrow, October 28th. Tickets are on sale at gcarena.com.
Throw in, headed away by Nicky Jackson. Ramirez helped him with that clearance. Ramos' pass to Gibson, cut off by Say. Lopes turn it right back over.
The Lopes know that they're not out of the clear just yet. Fighting hard, their defense is keeping the ball as far away.
Cross coming in, intended for Nathan Ane. And a shot, score for Seattle in the 83rd minute. The Redhawks are able to tie this game up. Nathan Ane runs right back over to his teammates on the bench, and they are excited and pumped up. What a strike by Nathan, the captain of this Redhawks squad.
We knew that offense was definitely at some point gonna get it in there. As often as they were attacking, the frequency at which they're attacking, the chances are one is gonna be able to get through. As excellent as Pollard was doing, you can't stop all of them.
The 19th shot for the Redhawks, 9th on target, or 10th on target, finally finds the net for Seattle. The defender, Nathan Ane, was playing very aggressive on that throw and was in the box, was able to recover and get a strike to find the corner of the net and get the equalizer. The Lopes coming right back, though. It's important for the Lopes not to sulk and think, oh man, we had that game won. They got to come right back in it.
Here in the 83rd minute, score 1-1. The Lopes are still fighting.
Evan Waldrop was a substitute. He checks in. He's got Nicky Jackson open. Oh, Jackson just takes a poor touch. Would have had an A+ opportunity for the Lopes.
You can see it right there. The Lopes are definitely not done yet. Still fighting, pushing forward. They have plenty of time to come up with a plan. See if they can score again.
Throw in for the Lopes, taken by Brandon Johnson, sent high towards the goal, headed by McLaughlin, still alive in the box, cleared out. Ramirez doing his best to head it back in towards the offensive territory for the Lopes. Evan Waldrop pokes it away, Josh Drack chasing after it. It's going to go out of bounds for a Redhawks throw-in. Man, we knew this was going to be an exciting game. We didn't know it was going to be this dramatic.
Absolutely. Lopes get that score early on in the second half.
Seattle responds in the 83rd minute. Evan Waldrop holding off Alex Roldan. Ramirez plays a ball up to Josh Drack. Headed away. Throw in ruled in favor of the Redhawks.
You see that sense of urgency all over again.
Even the Redhawks are staying aggressive. Quinn failing, dumps it back to Ramos. Ramos striding up the field, defended by Evan Waldrop. Ramos centers it, chipped. Still alive for the Redhawks, but cleared out by Brandon Johnson. Lopes defense still playing strong.
Lots of ball movement.
Quinn failing, takes a touch to the left, crosses it in, and no one's on the end of that one. Finds its way all the way to the other side of the box, and Amir Sasaverovich cuts that off. Alex Ramirez was looking for Nicky Jackson. Ramos takes a shot, blocked by Waldrop. Still in play. And a slide tackle by Josh Drack. Made the defender fall. Defender did a good job of selling it, but no call by the referee. Ramos finds himself with the ball again. Alex Roldan finds Gibson. Gibson's through ball is a little too strong and out of bounds for a goal kick.
Just getting past the 86th minute. We've got about 3.5 minutes to go. 1-1. Huge game for both Seattle and Grand Canyon.
Musa Morris Demos in on the play. And here comes Alex Roldan. Leading scorer for the Redhawks with the ball just outside the box. He fell, but he was able to recover, and Ramirez clears this one out. Josh Drack still faced with two defenders, and he launches it up the field, keeps it away. Josh Adachi plays it up to Randall.
It's both a game of keep away and who can strike and make it in the goal at the same time. Tough to do both, but both teams seem to be pretty decent at it.
His through ball was missed, and Ramirez clears it down the field. Throw in for the Redhawks, cut off by Sasaverovich. Davila Good gets it now. The Redhawks play it all the way back to their defense. Randall with it now. They're cycling it back in. Foul called against Musa Morris Demos. Nicky Jackson doing a little gamesmanship, providing some pressure to the free kick taker.
Working hard to not let anything deter them from fighting this game. Double team.
Cody Gibson double teamed in the corner. Adim Say clears it out. Good defensive play by him. This one going to stay in bounds. Nicky Jackson going to get to it. And just beat by Randall. Great slide to kick that one to Nathan. Ane, the game-tying scorer. Roldan moving in. He's got Ane with him. Lopes playing some hard defense. This one not over yet. Shot by Cody Gibson, saved by Pollard. And McLaughlin clears it out. Lopes dodged another bullet with just a minute and a half remaining in this game. What a great chance by Cody Gibson. Strikes with the left, and Pollard was unable to corral it. He's lucky McLaughlin was there to clear that out. Very dangerous chance.
Smart choice not to take that chance, like you said. Just kick it out, dead the ball.
The throw-in is punched away by Pollard. Lopes trying to keep possession. Evan Waldrop checked back in. He's going to fight for it. Waldrop makes a move by him, and a hard foul. Quinn failing takes down Waldrop. Just a minute left. Lopes are going to have a free kick in very good territory. They're sprinting down the field. This is where we said that conditioning is going to come into play.
The last 45 seconds, you got to use the last little bit of stamina and energy you've got. While the other team is fading, you want to stay on top, be at that peak energy level.
I think for time purposes, Evan Waldrop's going to take this one. Adim Say's there, header towards the goal. Oh, Josh Adachi dives in and saves it. Say headed it over his head, and he had Jackson there, but he was unable to get it.
The plan was there, the idea was sought.
Big punt by Josh Adachi. Gets it down the field now quickly for the Redhawks. They have 10 seconds left. Alex Roldan takes a shot right at Jeremy Pollard. Pollard's going to punt it deep, and that will be it. Lopes thought they had a win 10 minutes ago, locked up. And Nathan Ane is the hero for the Seattle University Redhawks. He ties it up at 1. We will have overtime for you tonight. You're getting some free soccer action here in Phoenix, Arizona. We will be right back after this short timeout.
GCU is on a mission. Our Division I men's basketball team is stacked with talented veterans and international star athletes. See every exciting matchup and experience our rise from college athletes of the dream to champions. Here we come. Our purpose, our season, our time. We are Lopes Rising. Catch all the family-friendly excitement. Limited season tickets available. Get them now to lock them in for generations to come at lopestickets.com. Don't miss out.
Thanks for watching GCU TV. Go Lopes.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Cook, and you're watching.
The game is tied 1-1. We are headed to overtime here in GCU Soccer Stadium. What a thriller we have tonight.
We have seen a lot of hard playing on both teams. We saw Nicky Jackson with his penalty kick get that first goal beginning of the second half, and then you know what? They came back in that 83rd minute and they scored as well. So now we're here 1-1, and we're still playing some soccer tonight.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time before they came back. We're going to take a look at Nicky Jackson's penalty kick goal. Beats Josh Adachi to the left. What a great goal for the Lopes. Beautiful job by Nicky to get the Lopes up, and that was a great moment. Lopes were very excited about that.
Patience and skill. Kicked it off to the left when he thought it was going to the right. The Lopes got that first goal. Yeah.
What a goal by the Lopes. That was their 10th shot, their 3rd on target. That was a great moment for the Lopes. It was a very controversial call. The Seattle Redhawks were not happy about that. They thought maybe it was a handball, maybe it wasn't, but nonetheless they played on. And then Seattle University, the Redhawks, they came right back in the 83rd minute and tied it up.
Absolutely. And that was almost a devastating goal for the Lopes. They thought they had it. They were applying their defense. They were, trying to hold them at bay, and just from a mix-up right in the box, they just slid it right past him and got him inside the goal.
Well, what a heartbreaker for the Lopes, but still soccer to play. They need to rebound and recover. We're going to have 2 10-minute halves of soccer overtime right after this short timeout.
GCU is the university that never sleeps, moving at the speed of light, so we can give our students the competitive edge they need to succeed. And now, GCU is leading in the areas of computer science and IT. We prepare students to meet the demands of the fastest growing industry through our innovative IT programs in our College of Science, Engineering, and Technology. Using the latest real-world tools and an adaptive curriculum, GCU gives students the education they need today to excel in their careers tomorrow. Join the most inventive concept in education right now and position yourself for a future in the expanding world of IT. GCU offers fast-track options with courses in cybersecurity, cloud computing, systems architecture, and business analytics. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu/IT.
Well, action getting ready to start here. Musa Morris Demos puts it back into play for the Lopes. Sudden death overtime has begun. Of course, as they play throughout, it is 2 10-minute halves. And after those 2 10-minute halves, if we remain scoreless, it ends in a tie. The Lopes have not had a tie so far this year, but Seattle University has had 2 of those so far. Both of them coming in whack play.
Absolutely. No losses, but 2 ties. That could mean very interesting things for the Lopes. Especially with their standings being 6th, tied for 6th.
Yeah, a tie is 1 point and a win is 3, so Lopes really need to get a win here in the win column, pull off this big upset at home.
We haven't seen the aggressiveness on both sides this entire game. We're definitely going to see it now, as, like you said before, this is sudden death. This is the big shot for the Lopes, and
any mistake can be costly for any team. McLaughlin whiffs on a clearance attempt there, and Randall was the intended target for Ramos, and he's going to be missed. Musa Morris Demos has Jackson. We got a 3-on-3 moving in for the Lopes now. Up to Morris. He's got Nicky Jackson. He shoots right at Josh Adachi and misses. He's laying on the ground, and he is not happy with himself. Replay coming in here. He had Nicky Jackson and Evan Waldrop on the far side with him. Instead, decides to shoot it, and he misses.
That, out of the 2 options he's had, it was either that or try to get the ball back to Nicky Jackson and sneak it in there. Either way, very close shot for the Lopes to score so early on in halftime and overtime.
Lopes clear this one out, but Redhawks still maintain possession. Avila good with the ball now. This cross comes in high right at Jeremy Pollard. Randall the 4th with a good chance there. Almost snuck it in over Jeremy Pollard's head, but it's tough to do that when you got this big, tall, 6'4" goalkeeper sitting in net.
Not only is it height, but it's also wingspan. His arms are able to cover more of that space. Quick reflexes.
Josh Adachi on the other side, 6'3" himself, so 2 tall goalkeepers for each squad. That shows why it's so hard to score on either one of these. Took the Lopes a penalty shot, and it took Seattle University 83 minutes to do it. Lopes with possession now. Charlie Keating was looking for Nicky Jackson, but missed him. Jackson gives him a thumbs up, though, says, good idea. Keating gets it to Jackson this time. Jackson's got the ball with some speed. Misses it out, though. Cleared. Great save by Nathan Ane. Didn't give up on that one and saves a corner kick. It will be a throw-in for the Lopes.
Smart move for Jackson to kind of get out of the way and let him go after that ball by himself.
But little does Nathan Ane know, Brandon Johnson's moving in for the throw-in, and he can launch it in to the center of the box, so it almost works as a corner kick.
Absolutely. Getting that throw-in now.
This one coming in high, intended for McLaughlin. Tipped away. Josh Drack with it. Drack moves to the right. This one cleared out. Another Brandon Johnson throw-in coming up.
Smart for the Lopes to try to keep the ball in their possession as often as possible. If they can score again, all they got to do is put back on that hot core defense.
High throw-in coming in. This one with Waldrop. Brandon Johnson crosses it in. Headed away. Hadim Say with a shot. Misses way left. He's not happy with himself after that one.
You could see he was trying to be a little cautious with it. Trying not to actually physically kick anyone. His legs are long.
Misses the opportunity there. Josh Adachi's free kick. Taken by Gibson. Cut off by McLaughlin, but Gibson still got it. Jukes pass him again. Shot high. Misses the top of the post. Great defense by Hadim Say coming back and supplying some pressure. We're going to watch it again here. Couple cutbacks by Cody Gibson. Great job by him. That was the one that did it there. Got him a great chance, but Hadim Say with a great comeback.
Not sure if the grass itself is smooth enough and slippery, but both soccer games tonight, you've seen a bunch of players sliding and slipping around, either on accident or intentionally.
Marco Afonso wanted a handball. He's going to come back and take possession on his own instead. Rivas up the side to Cody Gibson. Gibson crosses it in. He's got Roldan in there, but Jeremy Pollard comes in first with those strong hands. Evan Waldrop up to Musa Morris Demos. Cross to Marco Afonso, back to Demos. He's got Jackson in the middle field. Drax moving. Jackson cuts back. Drax offsides, got to retreat back to the line. Great job by Evan Waldrop. Josh Drack, a little back heel attempt. Ooh, I think he maybe caught Randall in the leg.
Got him in that upper thigh.
That cleat.
Second time today, player has been noticeably hit by a potential cleat.
Brandon Johnson going to have another long throw in right in front of the Red Hawks bench. This one coming into Demos. This one made it to Afonso. Afonso's there. Oh, Adachi got to it first. Marco Afonso heads up play to stick with it, but Josh Adachi beat him to it.
Afonso close to it.
Ramos feeds it to Randall. Red Hawks with the ball now. Working it towards the center. Up to Cody Gibson. Gibson retreating away from Aiden McLaughlin.
7.5 minutes gone by in this first overtime quarter. Score still 1-1. Both teams are fighting furiously to change that.
Through ball into Gibson. They are dangerous in the box again. Moving towards his left. Shoots. Oh, high of the net. Over Jeremy Pollard's head. Jackson Jella coming in for the Lopes. He's going to check in for Marco Afonso on the far side of the field.
Red Hawks 24 shots, Lopes 13. Shots on goal are 13.
Yeah,
for the Red Hawks.
Red Hawks have as many shots on goal as we have shots. Jeremy Pollard puts it into play, but that does not matter. The only number that matters is it's 1-1 here. Just a minute and a half remaining in this first overtime. Avila good. Looking for Roldan. Cut off by Sasaverovic. Charlie Keating plays it up to Josh Drack. Drack was trying to get it over to the substitute Jackson Jella. It was intercepted by the Red Hawks, and they're moving in on the counterattack. Roldan over there with the ball. Jackson Jella dumps it to Evan Waldrop. Seen Waldrop have such a good game, controlling possession a lot. Ooh, but Charlie Keating loses that one.
Mistakes like that are not beneficial, especially at a crucial time.
Especially in your own part of the field, too. Ramos gets it to Cody Gibson. This one makes its way over to Failing. Failing with a cross. Ooh, a nice kick by Roldan. And a corner kick upcoming for the Red Hawks. They're rushing as there's only 20 seconds left. Quinn Failing taking this free kick, or corner kick. This one coming in high, right towards Pollard. Still in the box, headed towards goal. This one out. And that will be the end of the first half. We remain tied 1-1. We saw a little back and forth, just like we've been seeing all game for the Lopes and Red Hawks there. We'll be right back after this timeout to finish up this second overtime half.
GCU is the university that never sleeps, moving at the speed of light. so we can give our students the competitive edge they need to succeed. And now, GCU is leading in the areas of computer science and IT. We prepare students to meet the demands of the fastest growing industry through our innovative IT programs in our College of Science, Engineering, and Technology. Using the latest real-world tools and an adaptive curriculum, GCU gives students the education they need today to excel in their careers tomorrow. Join the most inventive concept in education right now and position yourself for a future in the expanding world of IT. GCU offers fast-track options with courses in cybersecurity, cloud computing, systems architecture, and business analytics. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu/IT.
Moving into the second overtime half, Nicky Jackson had an early second half penalty shot goal that made it 1-0 for the Lopes, but then the Redhawks came right back with a Nathan on a strike from just inside the box that found the upper corner of the net. What a great job by the Redhawks to rally and find the equalizer late in this game in the 83rd minute. We're getting ready to come out for the second half again.
That pressure given by both teams, like we've said the entire game, it really has been almost an even match going in it. The offense of the Redhawks and the Lopes has been formidable. The Lopes defense strong against the Redhawks' offense. Both teams now struggling and fighting at the same time to maintain defense and pursue the offense. Because this is it. This is the last overtime half, the last 10 minutes of the game here tonight to decide whether or not.
And you see him getting his team pumped up there, and you said it earlier, Nicky Jackson has to be the goal scorer. He shows up in big moments for the Lopes, and it's going to be key for him to have a good second overtime half if the Lopes want to pull this victory out. They switch sides here in GCU Stadium. Ruiz checked in for the Redhawks. A clearance attempt by Brandon Johnson, intercepted by Ruiz. Ball makes its way back to Ramos. Ramos kicked it over to Ruiz. Ruiz working his way up the right. Cross comes in, headed away by Sasaverovic, and Musa Morez Demos with it now. Those yellow cleats. He fires it up to Nicky Jackson. Nicky Jackson was firing through, and no foul called against him. Shellis Heineman is very upset, as well as the fans are here. Nicky Jackson seemed to get shoved down a little bit. It was a one-on-one. But the Redhawks are coming right back in with the counterattack, and we'll have a throw-in deep in the Lopes territory.
That is not something you want to see happen, and especially in overtime. You want as equal pay, equal play as you can get.
Throw-in comes in, headed high by Amir Sasaverovic, still in the box. Now got out by Alex Ramirez. Charlie Keating with it now, and he officially clears that one out, but the Redhawks remain possession. Ramos with it now. Nicky Jackson playing some hard defense and forces a turnover. Nicky Jackson with some solid defense coming from behind, forcing some pressure on Ramos, and forced a bad pass.
If nothing else, we're also seeing just how formidable of a team Grand Canyon University is, going neck and neck with the first seed, Seattle University.
Yeah, #1 overall in the WAC, Seattle. That just shows how important this home field advantage can be for the Lopes. 5-1 so far in the year. But Seattle U very successful on the road so far this year too. Only one loss. But something's got to give. We are tied 1-1 here. Just 2.5 minutes in this second overtime half. If we get through both 10-minute halves, it will end in a tie. Josh Drack with the ball now. He tips it back to Brandon Johnson, or Alex Ramirez, and Ramirez plays it up to Drack, but not before Anthony Ayala can poke it out of bounds. But a throw-in for the Lopes in Seattle territory.
Lopes got to be able to use these opportunities to get closer and closer, if nothing else, to the goal, to maximize their chances, maximize their opportunities, and really get the chance out there to score.
Amir Sasaverovich with a high throw-in. It's split 3 Lopes. Ramirez charging in. Josh Drack finds the ball. Musa Morris Demos. And he was looking for Jackson Jella, but missed him with a very inaccurate pass. Jackson Jella with that speed, charging back to take possession for the Lopes. That gets the fans fired up.
Literally ran all the way from.
Then he makes an inaccurate pass. The Lopes with a couple sloppy turnovers here early in this half. Ruiz with the ball just outside the box. He's got some support. And now Seattle upset with a no call. Brandon Johnson pushed down Ruiz, and they thought maybe a penalty kick was needed. Now a foul call.
The refs have a very strange way of calling out fouls in this game. Giving out a yellow card.
Yellow card assessed to Gabriel Ruiz. Ruiz taken down just inside the box. No penalty kick call. And then he comes over here. A foul not as bad as that penalty kick, and he gets a yellow card for it. Who knows? This referee has been everything but consistent tonight. It all started with that early yellow card by Amir Sasaverovich. Marco Alfonso checks in for Josh Drack, and he's going to take this free kick.
Let's hope he can kick it, where the Lopes can read it and see it. This is their chance.
This is a great chance for the Lopes. 7 of the Lopes' 11 players are in the box right now. They left 2 defenders back. Referee taking care of some business.
That's what happens when you
applied a yellow card to Seattle University's coaches as well. Marco Alfonso cross coming in, headed by Say, just over the corner of the post. Josh Adachi was tracking with it the whole way, but a very good chance for the Lopes there. Adachi puts it back into play. Musa Morris Demos.
Just kicked out by the Redhawks. The Lopes will have that throw-in.
Lopes do have a throw-in kicked away by the Redhawks right in front of the Havocs, and the Havocs gave them a piece of their mind. Long throw-in intended for Nicky Jackson. Flicked. Keating was making a run right there. This header comes in. Ramirez is there. Finds Nicky Jackson. Plays it to Marco Alfonso. Lopes moving in on the corner of the box. Fans rising to the free. Nicky Jackson header high. Great chance by Nicky Jackson. Set up by Marco Alfonso.
Oh my goodness. He wanted that again. One of his last 3 games here. Nicky Jackson looking for that header right there. Just a little too high.
Oh man.
That seems to be his signature shot when we need it the most.
And Nadim Say fighting for the ball now. Every player so desperate. Just 5 minutes left remaining. Both teams want to win so badly. This one out of bounds. A throw in for the Redhawks. GCU defense retreating. Getting ready for what is soon to be a very threatening Redhawks attack. Headed away by Nicky Jackson. Jackson made it all the way back to play some defense. All hands on deck, both ways here for both teams. Nadim Say's got the ball now. He plays a long ball up. Marco Alfonso's there. If he can get to it, he's got some Lope support in the middle. Oh, Musa Morris Demos stopped his run, was unable to get to it.
Seems to be a lot of miscommunication going on.
Rivas working into the center. Ball gets there, saved by Pollard. What a save off the knees. Lopes were playing a little lackadaisical. They thought maybe an offsides was coming, and the shot was fired right into Jeremy Pollard's knees for a great save.
Jeremy Pollard, both he and Nicky Jackson have made this team survive through against Seattle University tonight.
Alex Roldan, leading scorer for Seattle University, had an A-plus opportunity, but saved by Jeremy Pollard. He has had the best of their lineup mostly tonight. Seattle's only goal was a scrambling opportunity and a great shot by Nathan Ane in the 83rd minute. But now we're just down to 3 minutes exactly. Which team's gonna find the equalizer, or which team's gonna find the edge, or are we gonna end up in a tie?
Both teams very much not looking forward to ending this in a tie, as it would mean very little for the Lopes in increasing their standings point, and it would mean also just about as little for Seattle U to claim that official first place spot. Being tied neck and neck for first place with the Air Force, Seattle U definitely wants that extra point to push them above.
Well, Lopes have played both first place teams in back-to-back games. They were at Air Force last weekend. Josh Drack took an early lead, put the Lopes up 1-0, and Air Force came back with 3 unanswered goals. We're able to finish the game. Clock is stopped right now at 17:04. Got a cramp on the field. Both teams have been playing so aggressive in this overtime period. They're leaving it all out on the field, and you can see it right there.
You play hard enough for long enough, your body will start to tell you you're playing really hard. It's time to slow down a little bit.
Yep, just 3 minutes left. Players are going to want to leave it all on the field. Substitute checking in for the Lopes. Evan Waldrop coming in for Musa Morris Demos.
Otherwise, it would have been 1-1. So I just want to make sure. That's all. I just want to make sure it was in
Referees have a little bit of conversation.
An illegal substitution by the Lopes. Referee thought maybe it was time to sub, but it was not. And Josh Adachi will put this ball back into play. All the players are in front of this center circle, expecting a chance for the Redhawks coming. There's Morris Demos steals it. Nicky Jackson tried to make a move towards the center. Redhawks moving in, but kept out by the Lopes. Avila good. Playing it up to Ruiz. Defended by Ramirez. Ayala just had the cramp, but he's back now. Oh, a good chance for the Redhawks. Saved by the Lopes. Great chance for GCU.
They're looking for a foul on the field as well, it seems.
Adim Say did a great job to head that one over the goal and keep it out. Ozzy Ramos had a great chance in the center of the box. I thought he was going to crack the whip, but he instead decided to pass it to Quinn Failing. Corner comes in. Pollard coming in hot, and he saves it. Great job by the Lopes goaltender. Just under 2 minutes left. Lopes are hoping to win this game on a last-minute attack. The punt missed a little bit. Lopes don't have possession. Keating tried to take it. He misses. Adim Say, big header over to Afonso. Afonso cuts it back. Wants the Lopes to keep possession. Afonso holding it. Very physical play between both teams. Referee letting them play. Calls the advantage against the Lopes and kicked out of bounds. Aiden McLaughlin. This will be a corner kick. Nicky Jackson, Musa Morris Demos coming back. Great opportunity coming in. Roldan with the corner coming in.
Straight to a
Jackson Jella keeps it away. Jella clears it. Josh Adachi coming all the way out to play this one. Just under 1 minute here remaining. This one's coming down to the wire, and we knew it would. This one crossfield all the way over to Alex Roldan. Roldan gets past Afonso. He's going to have a chance. Cuts back on Afonso again. Passes it in. Still a chance. Oh, over to Quinn Failing. Failing gets it up. Another cross coming in. Punched away. And the Redhawks are going to hurry to get this throw in. Just 15 seconds left. This one back with Roldan. Roldan going to try to cross it with just 10 seconds left. Headed away by Sazaverovic. And this one is going to come down and be a tie game. So 1 point each for each squad, and that's good to see because neither team deserved to lose this one.
Absolutely. Both teams fought as hard as they could. The Lopes definitely seeing the urgency in needing to come and compete against Seattle U tonight, and they definitely did just that.
Great job by the Lopes and great job by the Seattle University Redhawks. Very good game, 1-1, very entertaining. 29 shots for Seattle, 15 for the Lopes, but in the end it's a 1-1 tie. Nicky Jackson scored the goal for the Lopes and Nathan Ane for Seattle University Redhawks. Thank you for tuning in. Men's soccer has just a couple games left. Tune in this Sunday at 7 p.m. when they take on Utah Valley. Utah Valley similar in the WAC standings for them, so that's going to be a key game for the Lopes. You can catch that here on GCU TV. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and to subscribe to YouTube at youtube.com/GCU. Thank you guys for watching so much. What a game, 1-1 tie between Seattle and Grand Canyon. Have a great night, and go Lopes.